Soleil Chartered Bank has never been, is not a registered bank with the BSP and is not allowed to operate in the Philippines.
And you gave them a perfect score based on that bank certification.
You signed a contract with them worth how much for the next 10 years? 6 billion?
Yes, Your Honor.
This contract is 6 billion worth for the next 10 years. Budol talaga. Classic budol talaga ito. No? No. But sa galing ng Pagcor at sa dami ng tao ng Pagcor, ewan ko paano kayo nabudol.
Sabi ko nga, either nabudol kayo o nagpabudol kayo. No?
Who is this Soleil Chartered Bank? Are they registered? Are they present here in the Philippines?
I'm not so sure, Your Honor.
Did you, kasi here it's in their letterhead is based in, I think Tektite yata to eh. Pasig, Philippine Stock Exchange, so that's Tektite, correct? So did you visit their office?
Not the Bids and Awards Committee, Your Honor, but we leave it all to the TWG and the back secretariat, Your Honor.
Yeah, but did they visit the office, this one? Whoever in Pagcor, just answer, no? Kasi mahirap magturuan. Simple lang, did you visit the office of Soleil Chartered Bank?
I have,
I see that they're not umiiling sila eh. So
yes, Your Honor.
usually they did not visit the office of Soleil Chartered Bank.
Yes, sir.
Did you check BSP if this Soleil Chartered Bank is even registered in the Philippines? So nobody
Yeah.
checked if the Soleil Chartered Bank is registered in the Philippines. Is that correct? Please answer on the mic.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Nobody checked.
Nobody checked. Your
Nobody
Honor.
checked. So walang pumunta sa office, wala rin nag-check sa BSP on the part of Pagcor, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
I invited BSP here because when I saw this certification, I had doubts eh. Who is this bank? Because sa tagal ko sa negosyo tsaka dito sa Pilipinas, I've never heard of this bank. So I asked BSP if Soleil Chartered Bank, take note, it's a bank, is duly registered with Pagcor in 2017 and to date. Can I direct this question to the BSP?
Good morning, Mr. Chair. So for the BSP, based on our records, Mr. Chair, Soleil Chartered Bank has never been, is not a registered bank with the BSP and is not allowed to operate in the Philippines.
Was it registered in 2017?
Based on our records, Mr. Chair, no.
Is any kind of institution allowed to issue standby letter of credit? Any institution that are not registered with the Bangko Sentral allowed to issue letter of credit?
Based on our regulations, Mr. Chair, only a bank registered with the BSP or licensed by the BSP is authorized to issue letters of credit.
So, who is this Soleil Chartered Bank?
Based on just our research in the internet, Mr. Chair, it appears to be a bank operating in the US. They have a website, but we cannot verify that yet. But what appears here in the document is they indicated an address in the Philippines, which, based on our records, does not exist. It's not authorized by the BSP.
So, it's very clear that Soleil Chartered Bank is not registered with BSP in 2017 to date, and only banking institutions registered with the BSP can issue standby letter of credit, correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So yung in-issue nila na standby letter of credit, can I see, can you let's flash it on the screen? So what is this document in your opinion, attorney?
Mr. Chair, this appears to be a bank certification, not really a letter of credit. It just indicates that Global MRCI, it certifies that its customer, perhaps Global MRCI, has a $25 million funds on their with them, but but this entity is not registered with the BSP.
Are banks are companies like this declaring that they are banks can set up in the Philippines without the registration of BSP?
No, Mr. Chair, they have to be registered or licensed by the BSP to operate as a bank in the Philippines.
So in other words, this bank certification is pure use.
It appears so, Mr. Chair.
So in other words, nabudol po ang Pagcor. Tama? Nabudol kayo eh. Walang Soleil Chartered Bank registered with BSP. Walang this type of company, this type of bank can operate in the shores of the Philippines without registering with the BSP. And then yet they have an address here, and yet they are issuing certifications. At the same time, you never went to their office, you never checked with the BSP, but yet you took their word for it. So wala silang capital, yung kanilang bank certification is pure use. So paano sila naging compliant to the TOR of 1 billion?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
in short, ang Pagcor ay na-estapa. Ha? Sa police language yan, na-estapa ang Pagcor itong mga tao na ito. Anyway, hindi pa naman siguro time nila yun, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman.
Your Honor, we will look into this, and perhaps we can establish their we can ask their comment on this. We will look on this document, Your Honor, and perhaps we can ask their comment on this document, Your Honor. If only Global RCR are here.
Yeah, but 2017 to, Attorney Consolacion. It's already 2023. So for the last
Yes, Your Honor.
5 years, you never endeavored to verify, and yet you signed a contract with them worth how much for the next 10 years? 6 billion?
Yes, Your Honor.
This contract is 6 billion worth for the next 10 years. And they were awarded the contract based on a spurious bank certification issued by an entity not registered with BSP and claiming to be a bank.
Perhaps you can go to our records, Your Honor, and ask their comment on this, and maybe we can recommend that this contract be terminated if this is really an spurious document.
In your, I'll just show this. No? In fact, in your,
And you gave them a perfect score based on that bank certification of 5.
Because of the presence of the document, Your Honor.
Yeah, but the document is pure use.
That is the opening of bids, Your Honor. We don't have power to question that stage. At that stage, we don't have the power to question the document. So we after the submission of document, and and there's that kind of document, pass or fail lang ho yung presence or absence lang ho ang kayang i-declare ng back. After that, we refer that all the documents to the TWG and to the back secretariat, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, coming from business, a contract as big as this, parang dapat SOP yung due diligence. Diba? Background check and due diligence. That's not a small amount. Yun lang ang ano ko. Did Pagcor do some due diligence? From what I hear, parang it was not sufficient, no, yung inyong checking.
Mr. Chair, baka pwede natin ipatawag itong Soleil na ito next hearing. No? Pwede natin ipatawag siguro para
Nandyan pa sila ho. Baka,
andyan pa sila.
I don't know kung andyan pa.
Papuntahan
Maybe
natin ang
AMLAC
pulis.
can also take a look at this, no? Because I don't know, this type of institutions flying below the radar can be used to, I don't know, to channel funds from different sources, no? But definitely from the letterhead, if you go through the letterhead, it declares itself as a bank. No? No? That's why when I was reviewing the documents, colleagues, I was nag-red flag na sa akin because I'm not familiar with the bank eh. Sabi ko, ano ba itong Soleil Bank? Sa tagal na namin sa negosyo, I've never heard of this. That's why immediately we called the BSP and they responded even though it was a weekend and issued a
certification. And that's why we invited them to shed light because, well, number one, nabudol ang Pagcor. Number two, baka may mabudol pa in the future. No? That's why we want to get the opinion of the BSP and also flag the BSP and AMLAC for this type of institution because they have an address. No? They have an address. Baka maraming maloko na bangko sila, tumanggap ng deposits, issue ng certification. In fact, when we were going through, meron ba tayong mga news reports? When we went through the internet, this Soleil Chartered Bank, although these are just purely internet searches, ang daming kaso. And the modus of this bank is they issue letter of credit, bank certification, bank guarantees. So they issue the bank certification, and the supplier will believe the bank certification, and the supplier will already sell their goods, and then the supplier cannot draw on the bank certification or the LC. If you look at, just do a cursory search on the internet, ang daming ganyan na litigation, no? Of course, this is the internet, full disclosure, internet to. So, but when we looked at the particular case, the modus of the Soleil Chartered Bank seems to be they issue some form of guarantee, whether bank guarantee, letter of credit, or other instruments. The supplier will sell based on that guarantee. And when the supplier will collect, they cannot collect anymore. That hence the litigation. No?
Budol.
Budol talaga. Classic budol talaga ito. No? No? But sa galing ng Pagcor at sa dami ng tao ng Pagcor, ewan ko paano kayo nabudol. Unless sinadya nyo mabudol kayo.
That's another story.
No, di ba?
Oh, Your Honor, it's because the rules allowed it, Your Honor. It's the presence or absence of the document. So we allowed it. Yung TWG.
If someone sends you a toilet paper, you will allow it.
No, Your Honor.
Parang that's a flimsy reason that
We took a look at it and determined that it's a letter of credit or bank guarantee, and we allowed its submittal that there's this document. And we have it referred to the TWD to have it checked.
And Attorney Consolacion, the contract has been signed. Government money is being paid to that entity. Pagcor awarded a contract, a 10-year contract worth 6 billion based on your findings that they are qualified, based on your own TOR. But yet, the submission of documents are all spurious and questionable. This is only one. No? So I don't buy that just mere submission is already a qualification. Eh. I don't buy that. Eh. Trabahong tamad ho yun.
Your Honor, there's another stage. There's another stage after the opening of bids. This is a post-qualification stage.
Well, how come nga nobody saw this after 5 years?
Yes, Your Honor.
How come nobody saw this? 5 years. So, so you can ask my staff. Personally, when I was going through the documents that raised red flags to me, sino ba itong bangko na ito? So anyways, yun na nga, no? Sabi ko nga, either nabudol kayo o nagpabudol kayo. No? That's because I don't believe that with the lawyers and the financial analysts of Pagcor, this escaped your own scrutiny.
Mr. Chair, if I may, since andito na yung taga-Central Bank, baka pwede na kayo magpadala ng tao doon. You locate them in their given address. Pasama kayo ng pulis. I-raid ninyo. I-raid ninyo yung lugar na yan. I-check ninyo kung talagang totoo sila o hindi. Ilang bilyong pera na kam-kam nitong bangko na ito. Bangko ko na pero hindi registered sa inyo. So, dapat you do your job also. Di ba? Tumawag kayo doon sa opisina niyo. Sabihan yung mga tao nyo doon, puntahan itong address na ito, i-verify ninyo kung ano talaga. Dahil wala man kayo records, di ba?
Yes po. Yes, Mr.
Oh, walang records sa Central Bank.
Yeah.
Puntahan
We
ninyo.
will check
Pasama
on
kayo
this.
ng sa ADG.
We will check
Ha?
on this. We will
Please.
check on this.
Baka mamaya, mayroon tayong feedback makuha galing sa tao ninyo doon.
Sige po.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Bato, for that suggestion, and I believe that BSP is already on its way on investigating this matter. Believe me, Mr. Chairman, Senator Bato, kahit weekend, on call po ang BSP, and we managed to take a hold of them and invite them for today's hearing. So, just to move forward on this topic, we are requesting BSP to look into this issue, and also AMLAC. Just take note that this type of entities are already operating in our country. No? And of course, Pagcor, just take note of that. No?